Conor O'Brien knows what boys like because he brought us some Villagers Hoxton bonnets.
Yeah,
It's very kind, Conor. Thank you very much.
Merch.
Yeah.
Villagers Hoxton bonnets. There's
We do
pictorial
like them.
evidence of that now.
Are you selling these on the Villagers merch stand?
That we are.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just right for this inclement weather.
Very nice.
We're going into hat production. It's our new line.
Why wouldn't
Connor's here and he's been gracious enough and honest enough to admit that he's a little hungover.
Yeah. It was a big night in Leeds last night, was it?
Yeah, the Brudnell.
Yeah.
They always catch you there.
It's a great place.
We've been on the drive for this whole tour, but last night we had a couple of wines.
You've been on the drive?
Have
you? Yeah. Right. Is that unusual for a Villagers tour?
No, not really. I just decided, getting on a little bit, so I've got to...
You've got to pace yourself.
Got to pace yourself.
But Leeds at the Brudnell, it's always a thirsty one, is it?
Yeah, they know how to have a good time there.
There you go. That was the Waitresses, and I know what boys like, we should say. And we'll be getting to the Six Music competition a bit later on. It's Six Music Festival time, and everybody loved what you did there last year because it was up at the Sage, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, lovely, yeah.
And in fact, one of the star attractions this year is John Grant, and you've been spending some time with him, haven't you?
Yeah, we did a little tour of at the east coast of the States.
Right.
Right after a Weller tour. It was a really bizarre kind of few weeks, and it was...
You were
awesome.
out with Weller and then out with John?
Yeah.
Great,
So it was very cool. Got to sing Glacier with them each night. And
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a great song, isn't it?
Really great.
Bit of an epic, isn't it?
Very epic, yeah.
A bit of an epic. So Conor is here. Conor was in Leeds last night. I'm afraid, well, it says here, I feel like Bas Bamig boy in the Daily Mail, killed to get a ticket because you're at Gorilla.
In Manchester tomorrow.
Sold out, but you never know. You never know, and then you go on to the Lead Mill, to the Birmingham Glee Club. All of these are at wearevillagers.com if you want to get all one word, wearevillagers.com. But tell us then, Conor, about the album, because it's an interesting album. It's an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were basically touring Darling Arithmetic, the last album, and everything was sounding very kind of unique and different in terms of the arrangements. So we decided it would make sense to just get into a studio and just get it onto tape. So we went in for one day to the famous Rack Studios.
We were talking about Rack with Disclosure earlier on, who do some work in there, and they're saying they're like, going in there and seeing the pictures of hot chocolate and all the gold discs and everything. Yeah.
Mickey Mouse's place.
Yeah, absolutely,
Animals and so we just did it. It was basically just kind of trying to test ourselves to see what we could do, and we got 18 songs done in a day. Yeah, no overdubs, anything. So it was kind of very much kind of fight or flight syndrome.
Yeah. Well, let's play Courage from it, and then we'll talk some more.
It took a little time to get where I wanted. It took a little time to get free. It took a little time to be honest. It took a little time to be me. I took a little lover, but then we parted. It took a little time to get over this, and from time to time I get heavy-hearted, thinking of how we used to kiss. Courage, it's a feeling like no other, let me tell you. Courage, the sweet relief of knowing nothing comes for free. a little time to get where I wanted.
Great opportunity to compare and contrast the two versions.
Absolutely, because this is the version from the new album. We played the original from Darling Arithmetic before, and
Which we didn't really mean to.
No, don't say that. We wanted to give you a flavour of the two different versions, and we played the wrong one as well.
Conor was very nearly too polite to point
It
that
was
out.
indeed too
So,
gracious to point
just
out.
let's have a little bit of this anyway.
Yeah, let's.
I took a little lover, but then we parted. It took a little time to get over this.
A little bit of heart there, that's nice.
Yeah. So that was the live band just, going in and doing the set in Rack Studios in one day, was it?
Yeah, that was that one.
For the new album,
So
Where
you did
Have You
18?
Been All My Life?
Oh, yeah, Where Have You Been All My Life? You did 18 songs and you picked 12 for the album. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, as a way of working, was it hair-raising? Would you do it again,
It was amazing. It was just from a purely kind of musician's point of view, it was just testing yourself, and everybody was. I think Mali, our harp player, fainted towards the end of the day.
Wow.
So we were there. We pretty much worked our asses off, and Richard Woodcraft, the guy who mixed it, the next day he really pulled out all the stops for us and stayed there till about 3 or 4 in the morning.
Because famously, the Beatles did "Please Please Me," in a day, didn't they? You can hear that.
Black Sabbath's first album, it's 6 hours or something.
Yeah.
But you can hear on Twist and Shout that Lennon's voice is shot.
Well, I'd actually just finished reading Jeff Emmerich's book before doing it, so I was kind of obsessed with the idea.
But I was going to say, you can hear that Lennon's voice is shot by the end on Twist and Shout.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, did that happen with yours? Are the latter takes kind of...
A little bit, yeah. There's a tune called The Waves, which we quite drastically changed, and by that stage we were all bleeding from our fingers and stuff.
No,
it's always good.
No sense of achievement, though. So that was a a good day's work.
It was, indeed. Yeah.
It's got an intriguing cover, this
love the
album.
cover.
It's really nice. It's kind of like a big black rock with little figures and a tree on the top.
Yeah.
I'm showing it you. I don't know why. You know what it looks like. It's your album.
Here it is, Conor.
So is that an artist you've worked with before?
Yeah, it's a guy called Peter Strain, and he came to our Belfast show at the end of the Darling Arithmetic tour, and he basically wanted to do some sort of portrait, because he's done portraits of lots of various musicians and artists, and then he sent me a portrait of myself, and it was incredible. It was really bizarre. It had lots of figures coming out of my hair and beard and stuff. And it was really cool, but I was like, that would just be really strangely egotistical to put that as an album cover kind of thing. And then he just sent me
Did you
this
buy the
other drawing
painting? Have you got it over your own fireplace?
I think he still has it. It's really amazing, but I don't think I'd display it in my own home. It's a bit weird.
It would be a bit strange, wouldn't it? Well, I know this is a really obvious question, and in that respect, no different to most of the questions we'll ask you. But why villagers? Were you brought up in a village? Is it literal?
I was brought up in a veritable village, I guess. Yeah, it was like a Dunleary. It's called.
Dunleary.
Yeah.
That's where the boats go in, isn't it? And the dart train goes out to there, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I guess so. Yeah, kind of a suburban village.
Yeah. Bono from there, wasn't he?
No, Bono's from the kind of the other side. He's from or no, is he from? He's not from there. He lives in Dalkey now, which is kind of the posher part.
Dalkey.
Dalkey.
D-A-L-K-Y.
D-A-L-K-Y.
You know, Donkey Archive.
Killiney.
But you don't say the L, do you? Do you say the L?
No.
That's Donkey, yeah.
Right, okay.
Martin Oleski loves courage and says it helped me through a hard time recently, so I'm delighted. Love your music, Conor, he says. I'll pass those messages on.
And Adi says, any chance Conor could say hi to my wife Brenda? We seen him on the opening night of his Irish tour in Cork. A 250-mile trip one way for that gig, but it was so worth it.
Well, hey.
Well, they lived in Cork. They moved to Cork.
Brenda.
Well, that's it. Yeah, hi, Brenda. But a 250-mile trip one way.
So they've decided to live in Cork now, have they?
So they're still not back.
That's commitment, Conor.
Presumably.
They went to see you in Cork and now they live there.
And Randall Bell said the villagers were class at the Sage on Monday night. So you're back at the Sage.
Lovely.
While we're heaping these compliments upon your head, Chiara in Belfast saw you with John Grant in Belfast last year and says he was fabulous.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Does this sort of mark the end of something, really? And with these songs, this is it's almost like you've done your own best of in a slightly different way. So have you got a whole bunch of new songs to move on to now?
Yeah, it feels definitely feels like the end of an era for me, because I've started sort of I can't stop listening to loads of weird old synthesizer music now.
Wow.
I listen to this
Right.
one called Laurie Spiegel.
Oh, yeah?
And lots of strange, like the Silver Apples and all these.
Oh, yeah.
right,
And I
yes.
started messing with synthesizers again.
So there might be a radical change in the Villagers' sound, might there?
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going somewhere a bit more texture based or something.
Right, interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think perhaps that last album kind of opened up something which, maybe they're a triplet of some sort.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna finish off by playing. Now this
The
is
definition of a brave man, I would say.
Yeah.
Somebody who has a go at Wichita Lineman.
Matty Archer says, "Hi guys, could you please commend Conor on his rather wonderful cover of Wichita Lineman, one of my old favourites? Because a lot of people would consider this to be one of the greatest records ever made, wouldn't they? Wichita Lineman.
Sure would. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those records which I just remember hearing from birth and just always just being completely transported every time I hear it. So.
I think there is a contention with saying sometimes when I've been pushed into a corner about people in interviews, this might be the greatest pop song ever written. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's up there with them, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's up there with them.
There's so much in each line, and you can't quite fully understand it literally, but you can understand it emotionally.
It's
I
the
guess,
sound of the
which
song
is-
and the vocal and the sense of place, and it's just one of those records that transcends any era or style
Well,
of music, isn't it? It's just a great piece
What
of
I
music.
love about it is what it's about, because you don't get very many songs about people and their work, do
Yeah,
you? It's a
yeah.
song about a guy and his work, and he's thinking about his love affair and his lover, but he's contrasting that with his working life as well. Which so many pop songs seem to be existing a thing removed from ordinary people's lives, don't they?
Totally, yeah. That's well said.
But this isn't. This is a guy going about his job he's the equivalent of a post office engineer, I guess, isn't he? Up a telegraph pole, and it's about the thoughts going through his head. It's beautiful, yeah.
Very beautiful.
Well, we'll finish off with that. With any luck, it'll be the Villagers version and not the wrong version of this.
Play Glenn Campbell's.
I don't mind if you play Glenn Campbell's version.
I think it would only be polite to play one record that we intended to play when you were here, wouldn't it, really?
So this is Conor's version, Villager's version of the wonderful Jim Webb song Wichita Lineman. Where Have You Been All My Life is out now.
And information on all the dates at wearevillagers.com. Lovely to see you, and thank you for the Hoxton bonnet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am the lineman of the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you through the wine. Wichita lineman is still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretch down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. More than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. Wichita lineman.
That is a beautiful reading of that song, and I think anyone who's heard my bogling dancehall version of Wichita Lineman will say it's right up there with them.
Ben Darlow said, it is a brave man indeed to cover Wichita Lineman, but this is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Rin said, Wichita Lineman has been my favourite song of all time since I heard it when I was about 8 years old. The line, and I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time, is unsurpassed in the history of popular music.
Well, Lisa Devine said the same thing, and I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. Gets me every time. Conor and I were just saying the one that we both really like is where he suddenly switches mid-thought to, and if it snows that stretch down south, they'll never stand the strain. Yeah. You know, he's kind of working out his holidays and stuff, and it's an absolute work of genius, that record. If he'd written nothing else, his place in pop music history would have been assured.
Colin Booth said, this version of Wichita that you're playing, wow. So, I think it does very much work. So, yeah, Where Have You Been All My Life is Villagers' album with the sort of reimaginings of a lot of their sort of favoured songs.
Kit Harrison says, Wichita Lineman was our first wedding dance. This is a top cover. I'm in bits over here.
Oh dear. Right, okay. It's an interesting first dance at a wedding, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite an odd sentiment. That it's not a straightforward love song by any stretch of the imagination. Mm-hmm. He's kind of saying, well, I don't know what he's exactly saying, but it's not at all a straightforward, Hearts and Flowers love song.
No, it's a sensitive moment. My first wedding dance was Now I Want to Sniff Some Glue.
Yeah.
Very different mood.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people pick How Does It Feel to Be the Mother of a Thousand Dead by Crass. Yeah. Or for mine was For How Much Longer Should We Tolerate Mass Murder by the Pop Group.
Yeah.
Each to their own.
And that Flux of Pink Indians ones that we always use as an example. But if we said it, then we will be taken off the air. So let's not.
BBC Radio 6 Music.